the bridegroom is taken away from them, and then they will fast. Good morning again, everyone.
Good morning, Father.
Friday is a day that the church, our mother, Holy Mother, Roman Catholic Church, uses to return for conversion, return to the Lord for conversion. According to canon law, Friday is supposed to be Lenten season and a week in preparation for Easter, which is Sunday. So we have a whole liturgical year, a whole season of Lent, and this season is in preparation for Easter. So in a week we have a Lenten day, which is called Friday. And every Friday, still a lot of us, I do not know if you are aware of it or not, every Friday during this Lenten season, we're supposed to abstain from meat all Fridays during this Lenten season. Now, before 1966, it was bound, okay? This law was bound by canon law, and if we do not abstain from meat, it is a mortal sin. But afterward, the Blessed Paul VI, he said, okay, since before we do not have a lot of meat to eat, so now, so meat was a rare commodity. So that's why abstaining from them is something like we sacrifice. But now we have a lot of it. So now, Pope Paul VI said, okay, he released us from the binding of mortal sin, but still it is binding for our freedom. We can choose to do it. Now, when we do it out of love, not out of the law, because it's binding, and you can replace the abstinence of meat during Fridays by doing some kind of sacrifice, giving up speaking too much, or giving too many comments on other people. You can replace it. Okay, so it is a choice out of love. Now, why do we do this? Why do we have this Lenten season? Is a season? I think it is only the only religion that has it. Like Catholicism. Why? Because if you look at other religions, I study many other religions, like in Buddhism, they abstain from meat because it kills the animal. And they're afraid that if, suppose, they believe in reincarnation, if your grandfather died, okay, and he reincarnated to be a chicken, and you eat the chicken, you eat your grandfather. Something like that. Reincarnation has to be something similar. Who knows? You're eating the fish, maybe your grandmother. I don't know. So no meat. Or I could see my many friends. I even went through Ramadan with my friends in Canada when I was in high school. And he really very good friend. He a Muslim. After morning crisis, he just didn't eat anything. He went to high school, the 11th, 12th grade, no food and no drink. But imagine that, what is the point of abstaining from food and water, and then you go out and you say, well, give up your faith or your religion, otherwise, either submit to Allah or you're dead. What is the point? What is the point? Doing fasting. And we see the Jews, like in the book of Maccabees, well, they were very fierce warriors, but somehow they got killed. Why? Because they keep the Sabbath day. They were chasing their enemy. They were about to win the war, and suddenly the sun set, Sabbath day, they stopped fighting. Because Sabbath. They keep the law. So the enemy said, okay, well, this is strange. We are in the war, and then it just stopped. So they realized that these people, just on Saturday, they stopped. So one time, okay, well, if you stop, we kill you. If we follow the law, there bound to be some problem. Yesterday, we are Catholics, so we are thinking faithful. We are thinking about our faith. And yesterday we heard Father Tom talking about abstaining from beer. You remember? But yes, we abstain from beer. But why? Oh, you see a lot of commercials, and the commercial on TV. They show the picture before and after. Before, this person is very, very big, and after, very, very skinny. And they promise a lot of things like, if you follow this technique, within 6 weeks, you're going to be like me, very buff and muscular, and all those things. That kind of thing, you think about it, we're thinking Catholics. Well, that will buff up not just only your body, but also your ego. That's what happened. We do it for a show. And afterward, what's going to happen? We keep doing it, and I know a lot of people doing that. Just, it's me. The couple of the year, the power couple. Have you ever heard of that? The power couple. In the gym, the power couple. I don't know if we have any power couple here. Power couple. Just boost up your ego. It's not about that. Why do we fast? Now, we return the gospel. Jesus said, he put it in the context, it's a wedding. You are celebrating a wedding, and in the wedding, what do you have? The whole thing about wedding is the love of that bridegroom and the bride, and the love of the people, the family for those two people. Love. And this bridegroom is with us, so we celebrate. As long as the bridegroom is with, we celebrate. Now it is gone because we no longer have our love, the object of our love. Now this bridegroom, who is he? You know, we know, is Jesus. And who is the bride? The church. We are the bride. It is so simple. We do everything. We fast, we sacrifice. It's only because of our love. And I'll give you an example. There's a natural kind of fasting. How the women would know this. When you carry a child, immediately you do not think about yourself anymore. No drinking, no smoking, no unhealthy food, exercise, sleep. You always protect. You abstain from a lot of things. That is fasting, natural fasting, because out of love you do that. So that is why Blessed Paul VI said, okay, now we grow into maturity, so he allowed us to do this out of love for the Lord. It's freedom to do it. It's not like an oppressive law anymore. So it is obligatory, but it is a loving way. We do it because we love God. Now, we return to the core of our life, which is the Holy Eucharist. Once again, why do we fast for Jesus? How does he love us? Well, yesterday, if you were here, I shared with you the story. When you're in love, once again, when you're in love, your heart no longer belongs to you. It belongs to someone else. It is in somebody else's life, or in somebody else's heart, or in somebody else's body. Okay? The Lord is that way. He gave us himself. The story is this. As a refugee, I have witnessed so many things, I don't know, in a lifetime, people should not have witnessed it. I was one of those people on the sea for 3 days, 3 nights without food, without water. And we went to this isolated island, and I don't know what was the name, but it's wilderness. And we heard stories about people who were so hungry, and a lot of children, they died, and they had to resort to cannibalism. But this boat has heard so many stories. This boat, the whole boat died, but somehow this 3 people, the mother and 2 daughters, survived, and they drifted to this island. And the 2 daughters were so hungry and thirsty. What did the mother do? Well, the mother, every day, she just bit her flesh here And she fed her own two daughters, and she gave them her own blood to drink. That's love for you. That's abstinence for you. That's sacrifice for you. It is a true story. Now, that happened. But here, you see Jesus, He does it every day. He gave His own blood, His own flesh every day. Well, when you don't have Jesus, the Holy Eucharist, don't we miss Him? We go out and I wonder why Catholics, we don't miss Him. And if we don't have Jesus, we should fast. The bridegroom is not here. He gives us Himself, His body and blood, precious blood and sacred body every single day. Until eternity, until the end of time and into eternity. That is why we fast. That is why we sacrifice. Because Jesus loves us.